I hope I could get through this. It's almost 5:30 in the morning. I tried like 3 different times to do this. Media corrupted the first time. Um, I was having problems with that one for a while, anyways, and it finally just said, "Fuck it, I'll wipe everything and shut off or whatever." And then my cats kind of like started fucking everything up because they're awake. Here, might as well include you. Might as well include you. Come on, say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. And and the last one is the battery died. So it's funny. So at this point, it's just like I'm like almost fucking. I'm almost like done. Actually, I had to write down notes because my thoughts are so jumbled at this point because I don't want to do it again. I don't know how actors like just keep on, but either ways, I'm going to say just get this out the way, and then I got to do this fast because the battery's not completely charged. Fucking charge is messed up now too. Is this the channel? Is I just like to do things. I just like to upload things that entertain me, and sometimes things that are on my mind. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. I know the sub count is like slowly increasing, but really think people should know that once I like to call it my corner of madness, and once everything else will get in there. But to people that are like regulars, not that many of you, but I appreciate those who liked it. Just to let y'all know. But and anyways, as for this whole Jontron thing, and sorry, bear with me, but like at this point, I'm just like I don't want to do this no more. But the whole Jontron thing is how I feel in Jontron is that he should just own his shit. And what I mean by that is that I just feel that Jontron is very intellectually dishonest, and that definitely the people have the right to say their opinions, but Jontron is a case of where you should. Well, how does it go again? Like, um, damn, fuck, one take, or at least third take, fourth take, whatever. But the phrase on how you don't speak and be thought a fool, and instead of actually speaking and leave all doubt to the side. And I feel like Jontron is kind of like he's just a case of that, to be honest. I mean, I kind of like his material. Not subscribed. I don't subscribe to a lot of channels personally, just because I'm that guy that watches but doesn't really subscribe, which doesn't really matter because in this day and age, everything comes in my recommended tab, even when I happen to watch one video. Now YouTube's Voodoo Witch Maggot thinks I want to watch it all the time. But rants aside, I think that's what it seems like with Jontron. I feel like he really should own his shit because I watched his response video, and it's just like, how am I supposed to take him seriously when he almost immediately starts with a dog whistle when people try to talk about statistics? First thing y'all do is screech and riot, and I'm like, bro, you just started this video of like trying to walk things back. And you're already fucking up, and that's literally the first thing I thought seeing it. Like at this point, I really don't think there's any way you can save yourself. And he went on and proved that even more because he had some points. I mean, he brought up like the Samantha Bees and someone. I'm like, okay, I can understand what you there. I can reason where you're coming from there. But then you proved again, much like with your statistic and how you try to relate. I don't even know how he did it. That the mental gymnastics that went in from what he took from Steve King's tweet in response to Wilder's about raising somebody else's babies and conflating it to people bringing in immigrants that have contempt for your culture. Like, where did you get that from? How did you go from point B to point fucking F? Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. And he proved that when he went on his try to say that charitable attacks on the media, and he has some parts, and then he used the video by Mick. I actually happened to see that video by Mick before, and its headline is, I believe, is "Are all whites racist?" And it's a clickbait headline. That's a typical media clickbait headline. If any of you ever, if you ever studied the history of art, history, photography, this is nothing new. I think it's stupid, but I understand it. When tabloids first came out, in fact, when print media first came out, clickbait headlines were all the rage, and I guess almost about 1912, about over 100 later, 100 years later, that hasn't changed. So I can understand why people don't like it, and I actually don't really like clickbait headlines either. But if you look at the content of the video, and it was a black guy talking about it. It was basically, in a nutshell, in a brief summary, that everybody has biases. And his conclusion, his call to action was that we should all have conversations and speak to each other, and that's how to get over it and to understand each other. So I see that, and I see some good talking points, but then I see him include that part and just zoom in on the lights and the headline. And I'm like, once again, I can't believe anything you say at this point in time. There's no way I could listen to you and say, man, that Jontron guy is a good fellow. No, you're intellectually dishonest. You clearly do not pay attention to the media. You clearly do not do which he even stated, you clearly do not do your research. You just speak your opinion off of the talking points. Anybody should be allowed to speak. But, as always, freedom of speech is not freedom from repercussion. Freedom of speech is not freedom from getting the same speech back. And he fucked up bad. But the biggest irony of it all, and this isn't just at Jontron. This is coming from a black guy. Biggest irony of it all. And I just wanted you to understand my point. Because I have a previous video on the Sky Williams one where I'm attacking the more outrageous black people. And I don't agree with those. I am left leaning. I have a Colin Kaepernick shirt. Yes, I agree with what Colin Kaepernick was doing. I lived in just to get some understanding of me. Born in the city, Philly, now as well, tell you. Raised in the suburbs for the most part. And then in my teenage years, going up to my teenage years and now back in the city. Not in Philly, in a different city. I've seen my other videos. I've said it multiple times. So I have a perspective of both city life and suburban life and multiple people, and I don't really hate anybody. Me, myself, I'm a black guy that's mixed with Cherokee. If you ever see my great-grandfather, he was born in 1917, died year 2000, probably could have lived a lot longer. But I knew him, I lived with him personally. If you saw him, he did not look like this. Man was... this paper comes up as blue right now. I'm really going to have to correct everything. But he was a little bit, I would say, in between the color of this piece of paper and, oh shit, I need something pink. But in between, he was in between white and pink. If you looked at the man, you could tell, he is not black. I mean, you could tell he's not white. But his skin's really light, and you're he's not just black. It's there's something going on there. And on the other side of my family, my grandmother was Irish. So my family's kind of mixed, and I'm mixed myself. It doesn't bother me. So I don't really hate anybody. And this video isn't based on hate. But I still obviously speak from a black's perspective, being a black guy. So now I just want people to understand where I'm coming from while I go into this point. Where Jontron says about how if you keep beating on the drum, the racial category drum, people are going to don't be surprised when they respond back in racial categories. And personally, I think that's the greatest irony of it all, of the entire thing. Because if we even talk about cause and effects, the racial category drum, or beating on the racial category drum, that's kind of what got us to now. It's almost like a cause. It's a cause. The way I try to see it is it's a cause and effect, or in other words, of two wrongs don't make a right, or at least 3, 4 wrongs that just keep spiraling up. We already know the history of this country. Well, we know the brief history of this country. I don't think everybody really knows the in-depth history of this country. It's very fucked up. But I'm really trying to get into the whole slavery thing, not trying to get into even Steve King's remarks on raising other people's babies, because there's actually an irony there as well. But the irony of that, I feel like, is, and racial overall, is beating on the drums was what got us to this point now. everything didn't just suddenly stop in '63. It wasn't suddenly like, well, everybody go vote. We're friends. We have the '70s, we have the '80s, we have the '90s. '90s weren't as peaceful as it seems, and I kind of felt like it was peaceful because I lived in the burbs at the time, and nothing really happened. But when I think back on it, I lived in a community that was mainly black people. It was kind of mixed at the same time, but the area that we lived was actually mainly black people, black older people. A lot of them, married families. A lot of the men had served in the military. My great grandfather served in World War II. I have anecdotes of his about how he was treated in the Navy. Mr. Robinson across the street, he served in World War II in Korea. Mr. Franklin, who died early, he served in Korea, and so on and so on. And all of them had their own little personal anecdotes of how they were treated. That stuff, how they were treated, did not stop in '63. It didn't stop after the Voting Rights Act was passed. It didn't. The Black Panther Party came afterwards, if you see where I'm going with this. And then Fred Hampton, I believe, was killed '83. So long, assassinated, whatever you want to go, and then COINTELPRO. Birmingham was called Bombingham. I mean, it's almost kind of silly for me to try to compact everything into this one little short video, but I just want to but I'm trying here. And so I think it's funny that, the racial drums, at least what it seems like people were talking about the racial drums, like it never stopped. What you're seeing right now is kind of like a pushback. It's like a pushback of a pushback. At least that's how I conflate it. My perception of it is pushback of a pushback. And I just think that the social media part is what's now spreading it. As social media is what has it that we all can digest in it. Like the anecdotes, I'm gonna use my great grandfather. The anecdotes of my great grandfather. He served on the boat. I don't know what his MOS. I don't even know if they used it, but I don't know what his title was. But allegedly, from the stories the family would tell, is that he served. Obviously, got called a nigger by CEOs and whatnot. Blah 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 blah. Apparently, actually fought one of them, thrown in the brig and some other stuff. Blah 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 blah. And and then stories like that were very 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 common. But I know that story. You wouldn't know that story, until now, because of social media. A lot of those shared experiences that continued and went on. That I want to say, using the black community, like let's say where I live, a lot of black people in the area that I live in, burbs, we all kind of knew those things, digest those things. And if I talk about the city, especially because I'm from North Philly, oh my boy, North Philly's like terrible. You have the movement, firebombing, and the cops. There's a lot of conspiracies around that. I know some person. Actually, I do know a personal story, very much so. Can't really tell you, but a super personal story that affects me of somebody I know who served a huge 20-year sentence for something that, if he had a lawyer and wasn't black, probably would have went down 2-3. It was, I won't say minor, but it definitely wasn't something that I've seen murderers get off with. So, really, just to not go too far off, but like I say, to conceptualize it and whatnot. Some of the things that other people may not know of, we know of, or you want to see, but you can't really share it because social media wasn't the thing then. But now the social media is, everything's prevalent. Every complaint, every anecdote, everything that that somebody, let's just use myself, may know of, that now I use to voice on why, damn, those damn white people at it again or whatnot, blah blah blah, blah yada yada yada. Everybody can see and everybody responds. And social media, I feel like social media has made everything more prevalent. So where it's not even to the fact that it's more racialized and more, our times we're more divided. It's just more evident. Nothing. I feel like nothing has changed besides the fact that we can view the media instantly. We can view opinions instantly. Everything is instant. So now what would be swept under the rug and kind of was swept under the rug because of, ignorance and unwilling ignorance is now there. It's right in our faces. It's there. We can see it all the time. I really just feel that it's social media that's made it all. more, more prevalent. Then everything's in our faces. Because especially as it seems like it's mainly people, and I'm 24, so it seems like it's mainly people in my age group, a little bit older, a little bit younger, that are just like, that are ones that are freaking out by everything. Yes, there are people that take it too far, as I explained earlier, just black people that do it, just white people that do it. I never really understood the white aspect, because I know some people that are white that are like social justice warriors, but don't even fuck with us. And I'm like, the light bulbs in my head are just like, what is going on here? But honestly, like there is a bit too far. Everybody's reacting in their own ways. When I got some black people going way too far over the deep end, and then you have those like John, who honestly, I probably won't really watch his material no more, and not even because I feel like he's allowed to have his opinion, but like I said, when you're just intellectually dishonest about it, I'm just like, bro, I can't fuck with you. I respect people that own their shit, but I don't respect dishonest people. It's my corner of madness, as I call it. I'm not in portrait. I'm in landscape. You feel what? The Jontron good? Why the fuck am I doing? Now my talking points are gonna get all jumbled because the one that corrupted was coming out really good, and then the cats started making all this noise, and I'm like hitting the microphone, hitting the fucking tripod, and I'm like, goddamn, stop! Here he goes, starting again. Son of a bitch. And be racist to white people. It doesn't work that way. I don't know why I did that. You are overexposed. Looks like we're color correcting. Well, we have to color correct, but looks like we're also correcting the exposure. Damn, done. But the rest was just fucking cat. But part of it is about the racialization of everything, and just diverting into that real fast. Stop fucking up my poster. Oh my god, y'all weren't this active till now. This video ain't never coming out. Dicks out.